What is up, everybody? As you've seen by the title, I am going to be ranking every single CS2 knife in order that I see fit. Now, disclaimer, this is my opinion, so everyone can, have their own opinion, but this is mine. So if you disagree, that's whatever. So, I have a tier list set up, and let's just get on with it right now. So, the first knife is the gut knife. I am not a big fan of the knife. I think it looks cool with some skins, but it's not a great knife. There's no like cool animation you have with it. I mean, yeah, there's the pull out. That's kind of like other knives that I guess are good, but this one is not it. I'm gonna have to put this in a very low tier, I'm afraid. I'll put this in F. Not a great knife. It's budget friendly, so I'll give it that, but in my opinion, it is not great. Next up, we have the Shadow Daggers. Honestly, one of my favorite knives right now. I know they're not the most liked, but in my opinion, they're my personal favorite. So it is biased because I do also own them right now. I bought them. I didn't unbox them or anything, but I'm gonna have to put these at an A tier. The next plate is the Navaja knife. Honestly, a good budget option if you do not care about the handle. The handle, in my opinion, ruins the knife completely, no matter what finish you have. I'm going to put the Navaja at a D, because it's not that great of a knife. The next knife we have is the Bowie knife. Honestly, one of my favorites. I am kind of biased towards the animation of it. I really love how big the knife is. It's a great knife. It looks good with a lot of finishes because it has a lot of space for those patterns, so it just pops out and looks pretty good overall. And it's more of the budget-friendly side if you want to consider that an option. So I'm gonna have to put the Bowie knife at an A. The next knife on the list is the survival knife. Honestly, it looks kind of boring. It's kind of bland. There's nothing really going for it. So I'm gonna have to put this at like a C. The finishes look good. It's just not the best knife. Up next, we have the paracord knife. Honestly, I don't like it only for the fact that it has the handle that it has, and maybe that it's very small. The animations are okay. They kind of feel like the basic animations, so I'm not a fan of them. And it just feels like a little bit better version of the default knife, in my opinion. So I'm gonna have to put this one at D. As for the seventh knife that we were doing, is the falchion knife. Honestly, I do like the animations for this one. It's just not my type of knife. I do love the rare animations that it has. However, it isn't as... It's just not my thing, honestly. So, I will give this one a solid B because of the animations and it reminds me of the flip knife. Next knife is the Huntsman knife, lucky number 8. And I love this knife. It was my first knife that I unboxed, so very biased towards this one. But I mean, great budget option, and you get some pretty cool animations for such a low price. It's just amazing, honestly. So I'm gonna have to put this one at A. Now, for the next knife, I'm not sure how I feel about this one. It is the Ursus knife. I really do not like this one at all. It feels very lazily made, and it's just not that great looking overall for the price. It's way overpriced for what it looks like. So I'm gonna have to put this one in the D tier of knives. Next up, we have the classic knife. I know a lot of you guys are fans of this knife, as the people who have played the older games, I'm aware, but it's just not that good looking of a knife. I mean, without nostalgia as a factor, I don't see anyone really buying this as a main knife, except for ones they unbox. So for this, I'm gonna have to give it an F. One of my more favorable knives is the flip knife. Honestly, a good looking knife. Uh, Nothing really bad to say about it. I love the animations. And it's just a great knife all around. Very, I guess, like, if you like to fidget with your knives and all that, basically a cheaper butterfly, if you want to call it that. So, yeah. I'm gonna have to put this one at a C tier. Next knife we have is the stiletto knife. Honestly, one of my favorites. It's a cool looking knife. I love the opening sound. Great. I love the animations it has, and it's just a great knife overall. One of my favorites. I'm gonna have to put this at the S tier. Alright, and for the next knife we have the Nomad knife. Honestly, do not like this knife. I do not like the handle. I feel like they tried way too hard to make it look modern. Look at that guy go. And I just do not like how it looks. It just looks like a kind of worse version of a falchion knife, honestly. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put this one at D. Next up we have one of my favorite knives, honestly, that is on the cheaper side of things for knives like this. It's basically a karambit, if we're being honest. So I'm gonna have to put this one in the A tier just for the animations alone. But besides that, it's also a great knife, of course. Next up we have the kukri knife. Honestly, I don't know why people hate it. I feel like it's a very underrated knife for the people who do hate it. And I like it. It's very big. It has a lot of space for patterns and all of that. And it just looks clean. I love the animations as well. Very fluid, very, I guess, clean as I've already said. So yeah, it's a great knife. No complaints about it, except for the price. So I am gonna have to put it at B. Next up we have the bayonet knife. Honestly, a great knife. It's just, I feel like it gets shadowed a lot by the bayonet M9. And I kind of feel that way too about it. I feel like the M9 is way better. So I feel like it's just a replacement and a more budget-friendly version of the M9 bayonet. So I'm gonna have to put this one at a lower tier. Next up we have the karambit. Honestly, a classic knife in my opinion. I mean, nobody hates this knife, and I've never met anybody who does, so no complaints for it. It's obviously gonna go in the S tier. Alright, and for a knife that I'm sure everybody loves is the butterfly knife. A great knife, great animations, there's nothing to complain about it. It is the butterfly knife that everybody knows and everybody loves for the same overpriced price that it's been since the original CSGO. I'm gonna have to put it at the S tier. And second to last, we have the M9 bayonet. Honestly, one of the best knives in the game. It looks good with any single skin you have on it. Very vibrant. A lot of space on the knife itself to show off whatever you have on it. It's a great knife, but for the price, I will have to put it at a lower tier. So I will put it at the A tier for that. And last but not least, the skeleton knife. Honestly, my personal favorite knife. It has great animations and I just love it for that. I also love that it looks good with every single skin that you have on it. And it's just a great looking knife in my opinion. So yeah, I'm gonna put this in the S tier. And with that being said, that is the last of all my knives that I have to go over. If you have your own opinions, you know, it's your own opinion, but these are mine. So enjoy your day or whatever you're doing. Have a good one.